husband. I miss my family. I miss having a husband. And I miss my husband. I don't want just any husband. I want my husband. Mine. Miss mine. I miss mine. Mine. I don't know why. I'm really stuck. No, you guys are sick of this. You guys are so sick of this. I don't blame you. I don't know how to replace my husband. I don't know how. I'm lonely. I'm sad. I miss my family.
Just fell in the parking lot of Walmart. And I went to grab my phone in that moment that I was hurting. And I wanted to call my husband and cry to him and have him comfort me like he always had after 25 years. The first thing I wanted to do was call him. And then I realized that he's not mine to call anymore. And how alone I really am. And it sucks. It really sucks. And I haven't been able to stop crying since. And I'm fine. But it sucks so bad.
So in November, I decided I no longer wanted to be a responsible parent, and I gave up my kids. I was just tired of being responsible and caring for them. I felt like I was too young and I wanted to go out there and experience life, and I started dating someone else, so it just didn't fit with my new lifestyle. And I didn't have anything to worry about because the other parent is a very responsible parent. But now I'm here because now I'm in child support, and to top it off, I'm really pissed off that I took care of them all the way up to November, and I couldn't claim them on my taxes because the other parent had already claimed them.
I think what you might be able to do is start with apologizing to him. A lot of men, believe it or not, are very forgiving. It depends on what you did. It depends on how you acted. It depends on how much you wanted to clown. It depends on how public you went with this. Because a lot of y'all like to go out here and y'all like to blast a man like Tia Mowry, and then you get out there and it's very public and it's very, very apparent that you want your man back. But you done said some stupid stuff and you didn't talk crazy, and now he don't want you. He done already moved on. So, Godspeed.
I married the nice guy. The guy who made me laugh. I married the guy who was stable, who didn't yell. I married the guy who wasn't afraid to get down on the floor and play with kids. I married the guy who laughed really loudly, who didn't seem to care if anybody was watching. I married the guy who was soft with me.
And she keeps going on and literally describe like the guy that I guess any woman could ask for. The perfect guy. Then goes on to say that they are going through a divorce that she initiated. So you mean to tell me if you are hand delivered the perfect guy, listen, we don't have to, accuse anybody of anything. She literally said it out of her own mouth, so y'all can't go against that. The perfect guy hand delivered to you, and you telling me you just out of nowhere just want to I think I should find something new. I can find something better. If you already have the best, how could you get better? And this is why I say some of y'all deserve misery. That's crazy. That's like somebody saying, listen, I'll take care of all your bills for the rest of your life. All you have to do is not go get a job. And then later on down the line, I just need to get me a job.
A woman in the comments said, code word for, this is code word for, I miss the streets. It's too long waiting for me. These modern women, man. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to be out there in the street. They want to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. And you just want to be out there in the street.
Straight women pose a larger societal threat to queer men losing their rights than straight men do.
Man, I have said this continuously for such a long time. Don't get it twisted, okay? This is not misogynistic propaganda. He's discussing a situation where a man got kicked out of a bar because there was like a heated rivalry watch party, and it was like a bunch of women there and they didn't want him there. He was like a gay guy wanting to watch the gay show, but like women were like, nah, you're a man, get out. When it comes to homophobia, people genuinely don't really seem to understand the difference between men and women. Man will say something like, ew, gross. And it's like, okay, we know what's going on here. Homophobia, simple. Homophobic women will pretend that they are on the team. They'll pretend that they're flying the flag, that they're the biggest supporter. Then the second a gay man does something they don't like, that F slur comes out real easy. There are women who will say something homophobic and be like, oh, well, it's okay, I'm bi, or oh, I'm a lesbian. If one, internalized homophobia isn't a thing, and two, that men and women receive different kinds of homophobia. The problem that a lot of women have with gay men is they are afraid of the concept, or they just dislike the concept, that a man might be more oppressed than them. I'm not saying objectively that's the case. There's a lot of nuance there. I am saying there's definitely situations where it is more scary to be a gay man than it is to be a woman. A lot of homophobic women don't like that whatsoever. Again, it's like they keep them around as like pseudo pets, but woe betide these gay men when they upset these straight women, or homophobic women, I should say.
And really what you're talking about is a modern woman, a Western woman. If anybody upsets them, if anybody gets on their bad side, you don't even have to make it all the way to their bad side. You just have, they get upset by that, and then all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden, this is something that you've got to deal with. Everybody's got to deal with. And then my mouth gets loose and I get to talking. I get to all of that nonsense and kumbaya I was singing a minute ago. That's out the window. All of the insults and things that I can find in my mind to hurl at you, I'm going to hurl those. And I'm going to expect you at the end of the day, should we make up, to forget everything that was said. But best believe if it comes to that again, I will do it again. I haven't learned to watch my mouth. I haven't learned to control my tongue. And so if somebody decides, hey, you need to control your tongue, or I'm going to help you do it, and there's nobody around to protect, that's when they're going to call the men in. That's when the men come in to protect and provide, because I have decided I'm not going to control my mouth. I'm not going to do it. And so when a man says, oh, you got yourself in that situation, then all of a sudden it's a problem.
The guys all realize too that every single thing on their list is for their women. Every job that they do is to make it so their women and their kid have a better life. What's the role for your ladies? What do you need them to do for you? They said at the end of the day, I just want her to be nice. Like just be nice. Like if I come home after being Superman all day and competing and saving the world, I want to come home to Lois Lane, not Kryptonite.
Ladies, if you have a good man, he is very, very happy to work his butt off for you and provide for you and give you luxuries and give you anything that you want, as long as you are nice to him. Genuinely, they want us to be happy and they want us to be nice. Let's stop normalizing being mean to our husbands. We have our own mental load, sure. They carry a mental load. Let's stop minimizing and acting like men are just brainless and they don't do anything or think about anything. Maybe your man is retreating and not giving into his family when he gets home because you are his kryptonite. Stop being the kryptonite. Give him gentleness, give him kindness, give him love, give him appreciation, respect him.
Be nice, be supportive. And nice is, be nice is like it's like a vague, broad term, right? So what does that mean? What do you mean by be nice? Well, when I come in, act like you like me, act like you want to see me. When I walk in, I don't want to hear like a whole list of things that I have to do automatically with you knowing that I just got off work. Give me some time to decompress. Well, we have children, this, and this. Believe me, I can find a way to decompress with the kids, right? I'll put them and give them an activity so I can get about 30 minutes. And then I'll start doing what I need to do. But whenever I give, a lot of times what these modern women do, because they have a vision of what they want to be done when they get home. They have a vision of what they want to be done with you included in it. So you're going to be doing some of that stuff instead of them saying, I'm going to work on this, and this. Now, if it's something that actually needs to be done that requires the both of you, then okay. But if the man says, I know what I need to get done when I get home, and then he says, okay, I just need a minute when I get home, so I'm going to put the kids here, and here. I'm going to give him a snack, or I'm going to have him do this, and this activity. Or he might even get home and take him outside. Let him run that energy down, and you know where you're going. You're going to take that nap right then and there. That's it. Some of these brothers, they know what their kid's schedule is to a T, right? They not learning it. They already know it. You're going to go outside. Depending on where you are, you're going to go outside, get your activity, because if you get older, you can take care of yourself, right? You can do whatever you want to do. So that's not such a problem. But for the younger kids, you're going to go outside. You're going to make sure you got your homework or whatever it is done. Then you're going to go outside. You're going to play. You're going to come in. You can eat dinner. You're going to get you all washed up. Some of these kids be in bed by like 6. And the parent has the whole entire rest of the afternoon to themselves. So at that point in time, or at least when the kid's taking a nap, you put the kid down. Oh, you got him dirt out. You might send him outside, and then they're playing around, right? And they come back inside. They all sweaty. They hot. You put them down. Oh, you got them in the bed, but they sweating. Is it? No, I laid them over here. They on a pallet. We can just throw that in the washer. Oh, I'm tired of washing that. There's always something. Each and every time I figure out how to do what I need to do, you have a problem with it. Being nice. That's what I mean. I do things, and I was just using that as an example, but I'm doing things so that I can relax and get done what I need to get done when I get up from my nap. But because that's not the vision that you have, then you're on my case about it.
This is what I have packed for my son to go to his dad's house for the weekend.
She goes through the whole thing, and I'm only speculating here. Only speculating. She sends all this food because she says that her son will go to his dad's house and like still text and be like, "Mom, I'm hungry." You doing this and then posting it on the internet is you trying to gain like brownie points. Now, if you do this because you fear that your child will not eat while they're there, that's a whole different thing. You should take your baby daddy back to court. You're trying to win social brownie points. You want everyone to tell you how good of a mom you are. And in your son's eyes, when he's hungry, he now has like a bag full of food that he can eat. By the way, her son is incredibly overweight. He's a young kid who is very fat. So maybe the dad is feeding him his 3 meals a day or whatever and not giving him all of the snacks and all of the crap food that you're giving him because his dad might care about his health. Again, only speculation. I went through her page, found videos of her son. If I was his dad, I would be very concerned for his health. Mom is creating an obese man that will have food issues for the rest of his life. It will be very hard for him to overcome that. And all she's doing now is making it worse. She's actually showing him love through food, which is going to make it even worse.
I mean, yeah, you're right. She's got him set up, but this is not good food. And she's got the hashtag mom life. The hashtag mom life here. Yeah, you got him set up. You definitely got him set up. But like he's talking about, this is not, you got 3. How long is he going to be at his dad's house? The weekend. He's got maybe he's 11. He don't need no Sprite. Not really. You got the Gatorade Zero, the Powerade. Maybe he's doing okay, lunch or breakfast. I'm going to give him some cereal for breakfast. Okay. I think his dad's feeding him. But sometimes kids complain about being hungry and they're not actually hungry. They're just bored. So daddy's going to send you outside to play. That's what they used to do with us. And then when we got tired of being outside, we make up any excuse to eat. You're all right. You're not hungry, right? You're okay. You just want to eat. You just saw something and it's basically like you going in there and seeing some Oreos and saying, well, I'm hungry. No, you're not hungry. You want them Oreos. If you hungry, go ahead, sit down here and eat some of this leftovers that I had last night. Or I don't want those. I know, because you're not hungry. You're hungry for those snacks, right?
Anyway, aposematism is when organisms use bright colors to warn that they are dangerous, poisonous, and unpalatable. And you are voluntarily all 3. I thought feminism was just a fight for equality. You guys hate men. Go call your father and apologize for everything. That's so tough.
I've been absolutely obliterated by feminists for saying this before, but I'll say it again. Any woman who makes a false allegation needs to be on a registry. Like you should, because you have no second thought about ruining somebody's life just because they were a minor inconvenience to you. You are a danger to people around you, to everybody. You belong on a registry. And y'all are the ones that say that men need to go through mental health evaluations before going into relationships. Look at you guys! Masterclass at gaslighting. Sitting here convincing men that they're toxic while we are some of the most vile creatures out there.
I truly, truly do not mean this in a pick-me way, but sometimes having, it's just, like, this is a small, right? It just doesn't look good, and if I went up in a size, it wouldn't fit here. It looks so bad. Like, so much better. Like, men get that from watching a video, but like, having literally sucks. I don't know why you ladies get jobs. Like, and if I go up to a medium, it won't be as tight here, but then it will be like big here. Like, what the? And it makes me like, ugh. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. Let me get a boob reduction. Can't get this top.
I know what was fair, baby. Hey, man, you've been on my plane.
These modern women, man, they just gotta be seen. In any and every situation, they just gotta be seen. Just go to work.
Dating a 30-year-old man is really confusing. On the one hand, when they're super forward with you and like you've been on 2 dates and they're already like, oh my god, I see a future with you and I'm gonna miss you. You're like, okay, are you rushing because you're in your 30s and you want to like get married and have kids? Or are we dealing with a love bomber? You just don't know. Like, are you being forward because you know what you want? Which then, yeah, that's hot. Or is this part of your play? Still figuring it out.
And with your education, you should be able to ask qualifying questions to be able to figure this out and get to the answer, because in college they should have taught you, if you were paying attention, to think critically, to read something and then analyze it from different angles, which a lot of modern women have trouble with.
Do we not think that it is the biggest red flag when a man can't look at another hot man and be like, oh, he's hot, he's good looking? Biggest red flag, you're gay. You know? I need the men to understand that. Like, women don't want you to be like, oh my god, what? No, what the hell? No. Just admit it. You have eyes, right? Look at that hot man and just be like, oh, he's a good looking dude. And they'll be like, oh my god, thank god. I don't need to worry. I don't need to worry about anything. But I think every single man is gay. You got a little bit in you, alright? And when I say that every man has a little bit of gay in him, I don't mean that you gotta be like wanting to, you know? Like, it's just a spectrum. You know, you can still prefer women. That's the thing, but I can also see it for what it is and be like, damn, he's hot. If you can say that, then it feels better. It feels like, you know what, I can trust this man because he's being honest and he's right, you know? You can still prefer women. You got a little gay in you. Just don't be weird about it, you know? When you're weird about it, then I'm like, oh my god, this man is gay. This man is gay. PSA, don't be a weirdo, okay? See a hot man and call it for what it is.
Is this because Chicago lost? Chicago didn't win, so now you're on here bashing men again. Jordan, what are you doing? You just let it go, man. Why you come on here with this nonsense? Let it go. Your team lost. Look at them next year. How do you think as a Cowboys fan I feel every year? We lost. I have to take that. I have to eat it. I have to take that L. Don't get on here hating, bro. Go to work.
The weakest man is probably stronger than the strongest woman. It's why I give men the exercise and the understanding women sample, right? Like, take your hand, squeeze it as hard as you can, but don't break anything. Make it hurt, but don't break your own bones, 'cause you could. Now, give your hand to a woman. Ladies, squeeze it as hard as you can. And you can see the men waiting for her to start squeezing it as hard as she can. And she's doing it as hard as she can. And the realization, like when we can't lift something, we're not faking it to make you feel better. We are giving it all we've got. And you guys, right, all your strength, like not all, but the majority of your strength is in this part of your body. That's why when you pick up something heavy, immediately you want to get it above your chest. We pick up something heavy, we snuggle it into our pelvis. Because that's where all our strength is.
If you're in a relationship with a man and he is very concerned with making sure that things are equal, I need you to know that his intention is not to make sure
that things are actually equal. He actually wants a leg up in the relationship. I'll never understand why people try to gaslight us into thinking that equality in a relationship is bad or that it's actually impossible between a man and woman. I continued her video, and as you can imagine, it's a bunch of hoopla, bro. It's the same old trope where they're like, oh, actually, going 50-50 with a man isn't actually 50-50 because actually you're dating the worst man ever and he wouldn't contribute in any other way. The example she gave is him agreeing to watch the kids while you cook food and take a shower, but you agree to watch the kids while he goes out and plays golf. Those are clearly two different things. Yeah, like, of course. Almost as if you have the option of having a conversation with your partner. You say, hey, I watched the kids while you went out golfing. Do you mind if you watch the kids while I go out and see a movie with some of my friends? Hey, you watched the kids while I was cooking dinner. Could I watch them as you wash dishes? Like, do we see how that's not a hard concept? It's just like, I don't feel bad for these people. Okay, like when they bring up like these conversations where it's like, oh, it's actually not equal. Be an adult and communicate with this person. They make up this fake problem that's extremely avoidable where the only solution is he has to give you all his money. It's just, it's not a smart way to think, bro. And that's as nice as I can say. It's not a smart way to think.
And you know, modern women always have to cover all of their bases. All of their bases. If he's being too good, something about him is too good to be true. Something about him. Well, is he a good man, but he's imperfect? Yeah, he's got some things that he needs to work on. Well, then maybe he's just a good man consistently with some things that he has to work on. So like the average person, there's a lot of good qualities about them, but they have things that they need to work on. No, but something about it that just, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, it's got to be something wrong. I'm thinking about a woman who divorced her man because she thought the grass was greener. Recently commented on it, reacted to it. And she was, I'll give her credit or kudos. She took accountability straight up. She didn't try to sit here and say, oh, the dog bit my leg, and, you know, the dog would bite my leg every day and I would take it out on him. And, you know, every time I would walk out of my house, I would trip on this one pothole in the grass on my lawn. And, you know, it would make me have a bad day. And I would take that out on him. And really all of that was to blame. Really all of that was to blame. She wouldn't say any of that. She didn't say any of that. She just said, I didn't know what I had. You know, and now he has a girlfriend and I'm happy for him. He deserves all the best. He deserves the best love in the world. So, at some point in time, accountability. Y'all get out here doing stupid stuff, saying stupid stuff from both sides. I should have known my gut. Well, it did. Your gut sucks too. You're an idiot.
Also, in one of your videos, you said something along the lines of guys are stupid.
Yeah.
Like if I said women are stupid, wouldn't you say like that's really misogynistic? That's really sexist?
Can you please like cite exactly what I was saying in this video?
This is a quote from you. Guys are stupid. I think it was, stop treating men like the prize. I think it was that video. And you said guys are stupid.
I think, yes, there are many men that are stupid, yes.
But if I were to say women are stupid, wouldn't you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I would.
Would it be for me to say that? Would it be misogynistic?
Yes.
Okay, so then you're a misandrist, or at least the statement was misandrist?
No, I don't think that statement means that we hate men.
Well, it would be like a prejudice towards men. You think they're stupid.
Okay, yeah, it's a prejudice.
I love this. Brian's really going in lately, finding these clips where he's done. right? I think he's probably just, you know, after doing this for a while, he's been doing this for a while now. He's probably just like, screw it, I'm going in. When he started the show, it was so funny. When he started, he was all like composed, sat back, right? Let them all just, now he's like, okay, when you, one of these videos, I love it. I love it. The dark side of Brian emerges. I love it. So what I love about this is that, first of all, she's called out. She's like, what exactly did I say? The quote is, guys are stupid. It's what you said. I did exactly. Oh, like the brain dead from second one. She can dish it out, but she can't take it, right? So she can say, guys are stupid. Guys are stupid. And says, well, no, that's not misandrist. That's not misandrist at all. But Brian says, if guys said that about women, if guys said, oh, all women are effing stupid, would that be misogynistic? Yeah. Would that be hateful? Yeah. Okay, but what about it if you say it about men? No, that's different. Have you ever seen just a lack of ownership, right? And it's so, and this is happening everywhere, right? Because if guys, you see all of TikTok, right? Flooded with these women that are like, guys are pieces of shit. Guys are no good. Guys are evil. Oh, guys should start off in jail. Guys are all just like, you know, they don't really care about you. They don't care about women. They're self-serving. They're lazy. They're all, everything, right? And they say it, and then somebody will say to them, you're a misandrist. I'm not a misandrist. I'm just being honest. I don't hate men. I don't have a hatred of men. I'm just telling you the truth about like how men are. But if guys did that and guys were like, women are ingrates, they're spoiled rotten, you know, they're selfish, they're, you know, deceitful, women would be like, you're such a woman hater. You're a misogynist. Andrew Tate lover. You know, they did every word you could, and it's amazing because there's no self-awareness.
None of it makes sense anymore, to your comment about Brian just being done. For a lot of people that are doing this commentary, you try to be nice, but, you know, there's days that you're just like, man, shut up. Just stop talking. Y'all don't want to be helped. Y'all just want to be coddled. That's it. You want to be an idiot. You want a man to protect you while you're being an idiot. And you don't listen to half of the things, 25% of the things that a man says. Why am I protecting you and you don't want to listen to me? Why am I providing for you and you don't want to listen to me? You're just creating more drama and more of a headache for me.
Women complain about men lusting after them, but then dress like they're trying to get attention. So make it make sense, girl. Make it make sense. But you know what? I'm about to say something that's going to make a lot of women uncomfortable. But someone needs to call this out because the reality is we can't have it both ways. We live in this culture where women are constantly complaining about how men objectify them and how tired they are of being looked at. And I get it. Unwanted attention can be uncomfortable and disrespectful. But then I see the same woman posting thirst traps, wearing barely anything, and dressing in ways that are clearly designed to get male attention. You're literally putting your body on display and then getting mad when men look. Where's the logic in that? And before you come at me saying I'm not doing it for male attention, I'm doing it for me, girl, let's be for real right now. Because I used to dress like that too, and I wanted to believe I was doing it for me. But really, at the end of the day, deep down, I was doing it for male attention. So, no, you are too. If you don't want to be objectified, then stop objectifying yourself. It's really that simple. It really is. But in all honesty, we need to take accountability for the energy we put out in the world. You can't dress for attention and then complain when you get it.
You really said something that makes a lot of sense. They say, well, you know, he's giving me attention. I don't really want that type of attention. No, you don't want people to know that you want that type of attention because that's, you know, kind of the, it could be seen as just low in society, but you want the attention as long as it doesn't cross a boundary. I'll take all the attention I can get. Most modern women, not all women, but most modern women, they do want that attention. I want that, once again, I want that attention from men. I want that attention from women, and I want that attention from the man that I want. Very simply put, that's a simplified version of what's actually happening, but I want the women to know I'm that girl. You know, I'm the head of everything. And then I also want the men to know, hey, look at me. I want your validation too. But then I want the guy that I want to look at me and say, oof, I gotta have her. I'm drawn to her. She's the one that I need and I want.
I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I'll say it anyway. I don't think we know how to be in public spaces anymore. I was just sitting at a bar right now on a solo date, and there were 2 other people sitting there, and they were both on their phones for 45 minutes. Now, if you're going to be in your phone when you're out in public, people will not speak with you. And I think that's what's caused so much of our communal loneliness, is that we don't have small talk anymore and we don't talk to strangers anymore. Like in the past, if you're standing in line at the bank or you're in the coffee shop, you didn't have your phone, so you had to talk to the people around you. And we essentially get a fake or a false sense of connection through social media and scrolling and texting people who are not actually present with you.
That's correct. Okay, let's stop it there. She's talking about how you get this false sense of connection. This is important. This is controversial in a different way. Again, I wrote a book about this, #DoNotDisturb. Go check it out. It's about how social media companies program these apps that you're addicted to, right? Twitter, Facebook, they program them using cognitive behavioral psychology to get you addicted, right? They actually study how to addict the human brain to these outlets. And then they implement those tactics. And guess what? It works, because you find yourself scrolling and it's like a dopamine hit. You can't help yourself. All of a sudden, like an hour can go by. This is a real problem in today's culture, because you have men and women who don't know how to talk to each other anymore. And because so much is happening behind this crap, right? So much is happening behind the phone. You don't have intimate connection. You have people starved for intimacy, because having a text message exchange is not the same thing as making eye contact with someone. I cannot tell you how many people, when you observe human behavior, how many people don't know how to flirt anymore. They don't know how to flirt, because all they do is text flirt, which is like lame. When they're in front of you, flirting is an art. And by the way, women love a good flirt. They love a good flirt. But a lot of guys don't know how to flirt anymore, because they're not it's a muscle. You have to work. And women too. It's a muscle you have to work. You have to work your flirt muscle. You have to get used to going up to girls and getting rejected, right? If it's girls that you like, if it's girls that you think deserve your time and your energy. When you're hiding behind a phone all day long, you don't do that. You're not used to that person-to-person interaction. And there's so much that happens in the context of an in-person conversation. Also, by the way, when you go on a date with somebody, you can see all the red flags right away. You're in person. You see everything unfold. Do you know how many people waste months talking to somebody on the phone via text messages, via DMs, whatever it is, and they can't detect that you're dealing with a rat? You can't detect it because there's no eye contact. You can't see their expressions. You can't feel their energy. It's just words. So then you waste all of this time back and forth, this, that, and then you meet them in person and you're like, oh my God, she's toxic. Get the hell. Oh no. Meantime, you've had all of this time. That's why I always say in person is best. Meeting someone through a family member, a friend, at a party, in person, where that first interaction and those first few interactions are in person, is going to save you time. It's going to save you energy. It's going to save you frustration. Because, there's a lot of catfishing that goes on too online. We've talked about that. So you don't even get what you signed up for. This whole phone culture is like diseased. Honestly, it's so toxic.
Women who make content teaching women how to manipulate men into loving them are losers. I said what I said, the losers. 9 times out of 10, they have more than 3 baby daddies. They're not married. All right? They're all single. Think about it. All these famous, female content creators who teach women how to, be fake, basically, are all bitter. They're all bitter and single. It's very simple. Okay, all the values that you look for in a man, write them down. Write these values down, and then work on yourself getting these values. Because life is you attract what you are. Okay, so once you start learning how to respect yourself, a man is going to start respecting you. Other people are going to respect you. Don't think that just making a guy pay for everything and you being up to them is going to make them respect you. They're just going to end up cheating on you. Look at these female content creators who's doing this. They all gotten cheated on because of this. Stop learning how to be fake and genuinely work on yourself.
She listens to her man. Ew. Like, I feel like she's just being controlled. I don't understand why she listens to her man. Yeah, we'd be the same, Sally. We really would be the same. The thing is that I actually had a father growing up that I had to listen to, and he kept saying something to me. What did he keep saying to me? He kept saying, I love you. Yeah, we ain't the same. We ain't the same.
5'2" and below, talking about I only date men that are 6'3" and taller.
So a lot of y'all want to be dense in my comment section because of the fact that y'all think that I disagreed with what she said. I never disagreed. I said she sounded insecure. I understand 14.5% of adult men are over the height of 6 feet. So that's like 1 in 7 men. I understand that, okay? It's a very small number. And it gets even smaller when you go by race, right? Because if you think about it, the average white man is like 5'9". The average black man is like 5'9". The average Asian or Hispanic man is like 5'7". I do understand that there's not a big ass number of men that are over 6 feet. I get that. I never said what she said about the reasoning why short women want tall men is incorrect. A lot of short women, they do say some dumbass that they just heard online that sounded cute and want to be part of, you know, the norm of, oh, I got me a tall man, whatever the case may be. I agree to that. I'm not going to sit here and hold that a lot of you tall women won't date short men for the same dumbass rehearsed answers that y'all have as well. Y'all worry about what society will think about you being next to a short man. Society already thinks a lot of you tall women are just big, right? Imagine being with a short man. And I want to make something very abundantly clear that a lot of y'all don't want to be honest about. A lot of y'all think that just because a man's tall, that means that he's going to protect you. That means he's strong. That means he's, you know, whatever the case may be. And a lot of y'all think that short men means that they're weak, that they can't fight, that they, you know, they're not a man all the way or whatever the case may be. A lot of you tall women have been taught directly or indirectly that being with a short man makes you look less feminine, right? Society already calls you big as it is, right? It makes it seem like you settled or you're less desirable or whatever the case may be. Y'all have made height, and I'm talking about y'all as society has made height about image, and y'all don't talk about compatibility. I've never went around saying that, oh, I need my man to be over 6 feet just because I just want something to climb. That's just never been it. I've dated men that were 5'9", 5'10", and over 6 feet. Not because of the fact that I was shallow. It's just because of the fact that we both were attracted to each other and we both pursued each other. That's just what it is. I never stopped a tall woman from getting a tall man. If the tall man wants a tall woman, he's going to pursue her. If the tall man wants a short woman, he's going to pursue her. And a lot of you women, let's be honest, y'all don't shoot your shot. Y'all wait for the man to shoot their shot instead of you going after what you want. Regardless, I don't know where a lot of you tall women live, but I'm sure there is a tall man in your city that you probably have crossed paths with, thought was attractive, and just let him go by instead of just saying something to the man. And then all of a sudden, now that man, he sees a woman that he finds attractive, who's short, and he pursues her. Like, you can't get mad at that. It just makes it seem that a lot of you tall women want to police short women for liking tall men as well. I understand, again, if they're over 6 feet, again, this is a society thing that y'all need to be honest with yourselves on what you created. But a short woman liking a tall man isn't blocking a tall man from liking you as a tall woman, okay?
A lot of these modern women are not the women that they claim that they want in a man. I want a man that's emotionally available, he communicates, and all of these other nice things. But you're not that person. You're not that woman either. So how can you be asking for all, not only asking, because it's one thing to ask, but the expectation when you are nowhere near close to that is crazy, right? There's a woman in the comments that said, I like to prioritize character over height. That doesn't mean that I don't like height. It just means I prioritize character. So if I find a man that may not be as tall as I want him to be, but he's got the character that I'm looking for, then we can talk. There might be some potential there. But a lot of modern women, in their shallow nature, shut down things that could be a potential match for them. So basically, when I look at your shoes and all that stuff that you have going on, it's nice, but what I'm reading here is shallow. So I'm reading. A lot of you modern women are shallow. Are there some genuinely good women that, you know, if there was a man to come along, I would entertain it. But, you know, I'm just chilling. Men are the same way. But a lot of you like to brag on your lifestyle. You like to talk about how great you are at whatever it is that you're doing. And that's the reason, that's really the reason you don't have a man. It's because you talk crap all day.
Men make more money, they think about their families and upgrading their lives. But when women make more money, they think that they don't need a man. Let me explain.
You don't even have to explain. We already know where you're going with this. These modern women are selfish. Period. End of story. We know what they're doing. We know what they're up to. A bunch of foolishness. A bunch of BS. That's why men stay away.
POV, you wear a strapless bra to the gym. That was an easy fix. Now you don't have to worry about it slipping. POV, now you're a respectful member of society, not dressed as legally naked as possible to a public facility. Do women even buy clothes anymore? Or do you just go to the underwear and bra section and think, yeah, no, that's it. That's my outfit. This is the problem when a woman doesn't have a godly man to lead her. She becomes feral. That's so tough.
You've been married for decades, and I'm going to give you a scenario. You're in the ocean on a boat. It's just you, your wife, your only young child. Your wife and your child get thrown into the water. They're knocked out. You can only save one. The other will die. Who are you saving?
I'm saving my wife for sure.
So if it was me, you gonna let me die?
I would hope maybe I can come back and look for you, but I'm saving my wife for you.
Okay, break it down, please. Because everybody keeps saying to me, Sarah, you ain't never had kids, so you don't know the real answer. I said, my husband. Why do you say mom?
Well, because the fact of the matter is, like, I can have more kids, thankfully, but I can never have a queen, another wife, another life partner, and the woman I love, like your mom. I can never have that in another person, even in another person, because there's something special about that one that you truly love, and you would never have that in another person. So she becomes that diamond in the rough, and that's my life partner. That's who God, the Creator, has given me. I honor that, and I know that, yeah, she would be my first priority. And I would try to save the kid too, but she would be my first priority. And that's that.
I'm the same. And I think what I've learned is you just got to be with the same type of person that thinks the way you think. Because for me, order of family is God, my spouse, my children, everybody else.
Whenever women come online and complain about the level of attractiveness of the men that they themselves are attracting, I automatically assume it's rage bait. Because there's no way you lack that much self-awareness to think that you are so grand and above and beyond these petty little men that try and speak to you on a daily basis. Most men shoot where they think they're going to score. Let's start there. So if a man is a 5, he's probably going to shoot for other 5s, 6s, 4s, maybe a 7 if he's feeling lucky. Most 5s are not going to shoot for 10s unless they feel like shooting for the moon one day. But on a day-to-day, most men are shooting where they think they're going to score. And yes, he looked at you and said, yeah, that girl's probably on my level. She might say yes to me. And if that offends you, feel free to look in the mirror and change some things. And we have to remember that we are not the ones that set our place in the dating market. We have this idea that we are all 10s out of 10s because I said I'm a 10, so I'm a 10. And that's not up to you. It's actually up to the men. And feel free to ask one to see where you rank, because those ones that are coming online and just asking random men, they are getting comments filled with things that are going to make them very insecure in the future. And I don't wish that on my worst enemy. So ask a trusted male friend, would you?
You know, I'm looking at a picture in the comments of Alvin and the Chipmunks, where you got Simon and Theodore on the left side. And I don't know the lady Chipmunk's name, but you have them from top to bottom as well. You know, Alvin's got the red, Simon's got the blue, and then Theodore's got the green. So what they have is the women and how the women flock to, or who they would choose. And there's 2 arrows with the first and the second person pointing to Alvin. So the first 2 chipmunks would go to Alvin. And the third chipmunk, who should be and is on the level of Theodore, and Theodore is at the bottom, she goes to Simon, thinking she can get Simon, when really Simon's equal should be the second woman, the second chipmunk. But these modern women are so delusional that they think, oh, so the first one that's on Alvin's level as the top dog, her and Alvin should be together. But the second one also thinks that she's on Alvin's level and she's the top dog when she's really on Simon's level. So second place and second place go together. And then third place, just like second place, thinks that she's on second place's level. So you think you're on Simon's level when you're really on Theodore's level. These modern women are delusional. And that's what Homath has shown us. That's what he's shown us in some of it, in a lot of his stuff. And if I can find it, I'll put it in here. But he's showing us these women who should really be going for people at their same level. They try to direct upwards and say, oh, well, I'm on his level, I should be getting him. No, you shouldn't. You don't vibe with him. You're not his equal. You need to simmer down.
The man has been pushed all the way to the top of his limit until he reacts and is not as kind to his girlfriend or spouse or whatever. And then she records that and posts it to the internet, and all of the girlies flood her comments, leave that man, men are trash, you can do better, blah, blah, blah. But they almost never admit to what they did to push him to that point. And they don't pay attention when he says, I'm stressed about X, Y, and Z in my life. And they just continue on living their best life and kind of like saying, well, you know, that's a you problem. And they don't give him any consideration.
Modern women having to approach men. So, back in the day, there was a social contract between men and women. A man would see an attractive woman, approach her, and try to shoot a shot in a respectful manner. Or a young man would approach a young woman's father and ask him if he could take his daughter out on a date. It was nice, it was simple, but like most things that tend to make sense, modern women messed that whole thing up. They called it patriarchy and misogyny. Now men aren't approaching women, and women for sure aren't approaching men in mass. Now it's just one big staring contest. There are some women that have worked up the courage to approach men, and let's take a look at some of them. And fellas, I want you to rate their Riz in the comments. So this is Lit Girl 1. Okay, the script. So okay, let me make it full screen. Let's rate her Riz. Would you, if she approached you, would you respond? Okay, the script.
Modern women talk out of both sides of their mouths. And quite frankly, men are tired of it. Why don't men approach? Because you don't know what you want. A lot of you are simple-minded and chaotic.
I know why all the good-looking guys treat girls like supply and demand.
They're figuring it out. The TikTok girlies are starting to figure this out. They've been saying the same three things for a while. They've been saying there's so many pretty women and not very many attractive men. They say that one a lot. And then they also say, I don't want to settle. I don't want to be with anyone unless I feel like he has everything. That's number 2. And then number 3, they say, why do men, not men, why do they not want to settle down and put me in here? Why do I keep ending up in situationships? Why won't they pick me? And this girl figured it out. It's supply and demand. If all of you want perfect Disneyland love, then these guys don't have to pick one of you. They can have 5 each. This is like one of those engineering triangles, but there's only 2 things and you can only pick one. It's like don't settle and don't share. Don't yell at me. I don't make the rules. I'm not the one who decided this. That was God. Yell at God. I do that all the time. It doesn't work.
This is the chart that I was referring to a minute ago, where these women feel like they should be able to go to the top when really, 10 goes with 10, 9 goes with 9, and 8 goes with 8, if that's the way y'all want to do things, right? But y'all don't like when a man says, okay, I'm going to stay with 10. I'm going to stay with my level. Y'all want that man to come all the way down to 1. Y'all want that man to give number 1 a chance. even though she's nowhere close to his level. And because of the goodness and the kindness of his heart, you can really see the kindness and the goodness of her heart. That's what y'all want. But when a man says, okay, can you see the goodness and kindness of my heart? No, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that, actually. You're a bum.